Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are tackling a massive, universal fitness frustration, and we're doing it by breaking down the mechanics of the BCAN BT4 Softland Pro. Now, this is a piece of tech that is literally redefining low-impact cardio. And let me just stop you right there if you're picturing that flimsy toy you might remember jumping on as a kid. This isn't that. What we're looking at today is highly engineered adult-grade fitness equipment, and it's specifically designed to solve a huge problem for anyone out there trying to stay active. Because, let's face it, we all face the classic cardio dilemma at some point, right? On one hand, you've got walking. It's accessible, sure, but unless you literally have hours to burn every day, it can get a bit boring, and it honestly might not spike your heart rate enough to hit those bigger, long-term fitness goals. But then, on the other hand, you have running. Running absolutely delivers results, but man, it punishes your body. The impact forces going right up through your knees, your hips, your ankles. It just hurts, especially if you're recovering from an injury or just trying to reduce wear and tear as you get older. So what exactly is the alternative to these two extremes? Well, the answer lies in finding this elusive sweet spot, and it's called rebounding. Now, if you haven't heard of it, rebounding is basically a highly effective cardiovascular workout that utilizes a fitness trampoline. And the magic here is entirely in the physics. You are able to dramatically elevate your heart rate, getting a serious calorie burn, but with significantly less joint impact than your traditional cardio. You're basically getting the cardiovascular intensity of a tough run, but with an impact profile that feels a lot closer to a leisurely walk. It really is the perfect middle ground for sustainable health. Which brings us perfectly to the BCAN BT4 Softland Pro. Because when it comes to rebounding, the actual hardware you use matters immensely. You can't just jump up and down on a cheap, rigid spring mat and expect a therapeutic workout. It doesn't work that way. BCAN designed the BT4 specifically to maximize the physiological benefits of rebounding, while also making it super accessible, incredibly comfortable, and completely adaptable. So let's unpack exactly how they upgraded traditional fitness tech to pull this off. But real quick, before we dive deep into the engineering, I want you to just keep this number in the back of your mind: $300. As we go through the heavy-duty specs, the customizable resistance, and all the really thoughtful design features coming up, this highly approachable price point is crucial. It really frames the immense value proposition we're exploring today. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the core mechanical difference, and that all comes down to the bounce itself. Your traditional rebounders use metal springs, and while they technically function, they create a much sharper, abrupt bounce. When you land on a tight metal spring, it snaps back up instantly, which just transmits all those high-impact forces right back up through your ankles and knees. The BT4 completely ditches those metal springs. Instead, it uses natural latex bungee cords. These provide a highly controlled, deeply cushioned bounce with a significantly longer deceleration curve. Basically, that means the mat slows you down gradually, letting the machine absorb the shock before your joints ever have to. And reviewers have noted that this physiological sensation is just profound. Scott Webster over at Android Guys captured it perfectly. He noted that using it is less like landing on a surface and more like being gently caught. I mean, think about that imagery for a second, being gently caught. That longer deceleration curve we just talked about softens every single bounce. It basically takes the violence out of the cardio, letting your muscles do all the heavy lifting without your skeletal system taking the beating. Of course, having a great bounce doesn't mean much if the machine itself feels flimsy, right? But the BT4 is built like an absolute tank. It's built around a spacious 40-inch circular frame, all constructed from a one-piece 16-gauge steel chassis. So there is no noticeable flex and absolutely zero terrifying wobble when you're jogging in place or doing vigorous routines. Plus, it includes this fantastic foam-padded T-shaped handlebar. For anyone needing a little extra stability, this is a total game changer. It adjusts anywhere from 28 to 36 inches above the mat, ensuring users of all heights can lock in their posture and feel totally supported. Okay, here is where the BT4 gets truly customizable. BCAN actually includes two completely different sets of bungee cords right in the box. One set gives you a lighter, more aerobic bounce that's perfect for longer, steady sessions. The other, thicker set provides much greater resistance. And by mixing and matching these specific cord configurations around the frame, you can actually dial in 6 distinct resistance levels. Whether you want a soft recovery session today, steady-state cardio tomorrow, or you want to crank it up for intense interval training, the machine completely adapts to whatever your goals are. And this uncompromising durability we've been talking about, it's proven by an absolutely incredible 500-pound static weight capacity, not to mention 400 pounds dynamic. Now, that is notably higher than a lot of competing rebounders sitting in this price bracket. And that number isn't just about who can use the machine. It's undeniable proof of the exceptional build quality. A machine rated to support 500 pounds of static weight is a machine that's over-engineered. It's going to feel incredibly solid and safe underneath you, no matter how intense your workout gets.
And let's be real for a second. Nobody wants a 3-hour sweat-inducing wrestling match with an Allen wrench just to assemble their new workout gear. The setup here is a breeze. It's a simple, 10-minute, entirely tool-free process. And honestly, the absolute best part? The high-tension bungees are factory pre-installed. If you have ever tried to string 30 high-tension bungees onto a metal frame by yourself, you know it is usually an absolute nightmare. But BCAN does the hard work for you. All you do is pop on the folding legs, attach the handlebar, and you're literally ready to bounce.
It's also super clear that they thought about how this device actually fits into a modern living space, not just some commercial gym. For instance, the legs are removable for really straightforward storage, which is absolutely vital when your workout gear has to share space with your living room. They also throw in a 360-degree rotating phone holder, so it's super easy to squeeze in a workout while you're watching TV, listening to an explainer, or following along with a fitness class. They even include a pair of non-slip grip socks so you have perfect traction right out of the box. They are small details, sure, but together they make the whole package feel incredibly premium and complete. So pulling it all together, who is the BT4 actually for? Well, first off, it's for any adult seeking a highly effective at-home cardio option that actively minimizes joint stress. Second, if you're someone dealing with existing knee, hip, or ankle discomfort, that gentle catch of the bungee system offers a phenomenal way to stay active without the pain. And finally, if you already own a home gym, this is just an amazing way to add a completely different style of low-impact cardiovascular variety to your routine. It takes up very little space, and it brings a whole new, fun dimension to your training. Which really brings us to the final verdict today. When you combine that rock-solid steel frame, the incredibly high weight capacity, that brilliant customizable bungee system, and all those thoughtful daily accessories, it becomes crystal clear that this is so much more than a basic trampoline. Just like reviewer Scott Webster put it, this machine delivers a feature set that punches way above its $300 price tag. It is a highly engineered, totally versatile fitness tool that provides absolutely exceptional value. So, that leaves us with one final provocative thought to ponder today. Are you ready to upgrade your cardio and finally give your joints a well-deserved break? We really no longer have to choose between boring, ineffective workouts or punishing, painful routines. That middle ground exists now, and it is more accessible than it's ever been. Just think about how a highly cushioned, incredibly effective tool like the BT4 Softland Pro could completely change the way you approach your daily health. Thank you so much for joining me today on The Explainer. I really hope this sparks some curiosity about upgrading your own fitness routine, and I cannot wait to see you next time as we dive into another fascinating topic.